So let's look at lesson 7.2, and before we do, taking a step back into 7.1 where we saw oblique triangles in the law of sines, and we solved triangles using the ASA or SAS cases. What we're going to see here in 7.2 is the ambiguous case of the law of sines. We'll describe what that is, and this is that second case where we're going to try to solve a triangle, but it's in the SSA or ASS pattern, and that's what leads to the ambiguous case. And then we'll analyze some data for possible number of triangles and decide, does this triangle exist? If it does, or if it doesn't, but if it does, is there only one triangle that exists, or are there multiple triangles that exist? So here are those cases again. We've already done case 1 back in 7.1. Here's what we're looking at in this lesson. If two sides and one angle that is not included in between the two sides are known, does that triangle exist? Maybe it doesn't. If it does, is there only exactly one triangle that exists? Or might there be more than one, maybe two triangles that exist? We'll get to cases 3 and 4, SAS and SSS, in the coming lessons. So let's kind of describe that ambiguous case. It says if the lengths of two sides of a triangle and an angle that's opposite, notice we're not looking at the angle being in between those two sides. It's not SAS. So we have a side, here's the angle, and we have this other given side. And the question is, does this side exist? Does this angle exist? Does angle B lie along that third side if that third side is possible? And what we're going to find out is it may not exist. You may not have such a triangle, or you can only have exactly one triangle, or there may be two triangles that may exist. Let's look at the conditions that determine whether there's none, one, or two possible triangles. First off, we got to look at angle A and consider angle A and whether it's acute. We'll look at the case when angle A is obtuse on the next frame. So first off, if angle A is acute, you could have the possibility of no triangle existing. There's a couple of possibilities if there's one triangle that exists, and there's a possibility if two triangles exist. Let's look at each of those for just a second. In the first case, again, notice the angle side-side pattern. And what happens in this case is, notice that the length of A is less than the length of the height of that possible triangle, which actually is not going to be a possible triangle, which is less than the length of the second side, the first side that we know. And what's going to happen here, if you check the sine of angle B, again, we know that angle B should be somewhere over here. If we were to check the sine of that angle, and don't forget, the sine of an angle has to be somewhere between -1 and +1. And in this case, it's going to be outside that range of values. it's going to be greater than 1. And if that occurs, that's impossible. That means that side, that angle doesn't exist. That means that triangle doesn't exist. Let's look at the second two cases. When, again, your angle A is acute. Let's look at that angle side-side pattern. And notice here that we have only one triangle possible because you're going to find out that the sine of angle B is exactly 1. Well, that occurs when angle B is a right angle. The sine of 90 degrees is 1. That means that that side length they gave you is the height of that triangle. And that height, it has to be less than the hypotenuse. Look at the third case. Again, only for the acute angle A, we still have the angle side-side pattern. And this time, the sine of angle B is between 0 and 1. And side length of A is longer than the side length of B. And if that's the case, there will be only one triangle. Let's look at the fourth scenario when angle A is an acute angle. Again, we still have the angle side-side pattern, but this time A is less than B, and both of those lengths are greater than the height of that triangle. As a result, the sine of that angle B is still between 0 and 1. The only problem is since that side length A is less than B, you could actually swing it either direction and have a smaller triangle on the left or the entire larger triangle altogether. And as a result, you've got two possible triangles. So those are the case when the angle in ASS is given, the given angle ASS is acute. Let's look at the two scenarios when angle A is obtuse. And in this case, your original angle is obtuse, and fortunately the length of A is less than the length of B. And let me show you, there's the angle side-side pattern. And as a result, the length of A is not going to reach the other side, so that triangle is impossible. Or if you were to take the sine of angle B over here somewhere, it would actually end up being greater than 1. And we know again that sine has to be between the range of -1 and 1. And as a result, if it's greater than 1, it's not possible. That triangle cannot exist. Let's look at the other case when your given angle A is obtuse. So again, here's your angle side-side pattern. And this time, the sine of that angle B is between 0 and 1, which we know is in the range for sine. But this time, A is greater than the length of B. And as a result, you will have one and only one possible triangle. So again, those two scenarios start off with the idea, is your angle that's given, an angle side-side, side-side angle, is it acute or is it obtuse? If it's acute, you have the possibility of 0, 1, or 2 triangles. If that angle, an angle side-side or side-side angle is obtuse, you only have the possibility of either no possible triangle or one possible triangle. You cannot get 2 possible triangles in this case where the given angle is obtuse. So let's look at applying the law of sines here. And for any angle theta in a triangle, we know that sine has to be between 0 and 1. We know that sine actually is between -1 and 1, but we're going to look at only the case when it is between 0 and 1. If it is exactly 1, don't forget, we know that that's a 90-degree angle because a sine of 90 degrees is 1. That's a right triangle. If the sine of theta equals the sine of its supplementary angle, in other words, the sine of an angle and its supplementary have the same value. And then the third idea is the smallest angle is opposite the short side. The largest angle should always be across from the longest side. And the medium valued angle should be in between or across from the intermediate or middle length side, assuming that all the sides are different lengths. Of course, it has two sides that are the same. It's going to have two angles that are the same. That's a 45-45, or sorry, an isosceles. It may not be a 45-45 90, only if that case 1 up above exists where it's a 90-degree angle. It may just be an isosceles triangle. If two sides are the same, two angles will be the same. Possibly 45, possibly not. So let's look at our example here first to start with.